Welcome to Driving Immersion for the immersive driving experience, full-length racing without driver aids, at the new undriven course in Hanoi, Vietnam. So no traction control, no anti-lock brakes, manual use of ERS with a manual transmission, full fuel use and tire wear simulation with manual pit stops. There are no track guides and no assisted steering or braking. We also drive from the driver's seat using a steering wheel with pedals.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and consider following or subscribing.
A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, can I talk to you about Pierre Gasly? They've got that grid penalty to worry about, of course, which puts them on the back foot from the get-go.
Yes, it's not the position you want to be in at the start of the Grand Prix. Penalties like this put you in amongst the traffic. But we know they have more pace than those around them, so I expect they'll make some strong progress in the first few laps.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, and Vettel, Albon, Sainz, Perez, and Esteban Ocon. Stroll, Norris, Daniel Kvyat, and Grosjean, Raikkonen, the Professor, Kevin Magnussen, and Pierre Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Schumacher, Giovinazzi, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, so before we drive off, let's have a good look at the strategy for the race. And our team is calling for a 3-stop, but we're going to change just one thing. We're going to start off with the medium tires, which are a little bit worn already, so I don't want to end up with those at the end of the race. And what we're going to do is we're going to fit the soft tires, the red tires, towards the end of the race. As the vehicle gets lighter, we should have more grip and less wear out of them. So we should be going faster near the end of the race, and usually at the end of the race there's less traffic to drive through. So here we go. This is our formation lap. And turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are closely packed together. Turn 1 is a very sharp left-hander. It's almost a hairpin. Right there, as soon as the red wall on the right starts, is the braking zone. And there on the left is turn 1, and you're going backwards more than 90 degrees to turn 2, which is just about here. And from turn 2 to turn 3, which is here now, you kind of have to just feather the throttle, as there's not a lot of downforce, because we're moving slow. So there's 4 and 5. And that's going to be our first DRS zone. And then we hit the brakes at the 100 mark for another circle here.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
So 6, 7, that's 8. That's turn 9 right there. When we turn right to get onto the long straight, this straight is nearly a mile long, with another DRS zone starting right there. So there's a lot of opportunity to pass if you have a vehicle that can reach higher speeds. And for this track, we actually reduced the rear wing quite a bit. So this is turn 11. Again, a very sharp turn. Turn 12. Come into another right-hander, turn 13, very slow in second gear. And there's going to be a wall right there on your left, so you can't make any mistakes. And 14, 15, 16, all the way to 22 are going to be S-curves just like this. And there's quite a bit of timing in between all of them that you'll have to conquer in order to get a fast lap. That was turn 22, and here's turn 23 that goes onto the main straight. And the start and finish line. So here we go as we stack up for the race. I'm gonna watch for the red lights to go out. And it's a go. So we had a little slip there in third gear. Try to take a deep dive as far as we can. We are rubbing tires with the Alfa Romeo. That is the AlphaTauri, also Honda powered, just in front of us now. And he was able to get by somewhere between turn 1 and turn 5. So I dive underneath and I take it too far and couldn't brake fast enough, so I actually lost a couple of spots there. One for the AlphaTauri and for the McLaren. Coming through turn 10 now. Riding with one of the Alfa Romeos. I believe this should be Kimi Räikkönen. And very tight through there. There's a lot of wheel banging going on. Fortunately, it's all happening behind us. That's us just ahead in the 66. Coming into the sharp turn 13. And flowing through the S's here. After a number of laps, the secret to the S's here is not necessarily downforce, but timing instead. So we were able to, again, reduce our rear wing, which we needed to in order to achieve the higher speeds on long straights. There's a good hit on the wall. And the Haas there forces me out, and I drive off the track, but I'm able to return. I believe that was Roman Grosjean's car. Long straight again. Don't have DRS yet, as it's only lap 2. Again, I expect there's going to be a lot of passing being done there at turn 11, or somewhere down the long straight. There we are. I dive back in under the Alfa Romeo and I make it. Turn 1 again. And the Alfa Romeo is able to get around us. We're now using the boost of the ERS on the long straights. notice on the LCD display on the steering wheel that again we are in fuel deficit. So what we're doing here is we are using only the rich fuel mixture as the AlphaTauri drives into us. Coming through turn 12 now. So we are using the rich fuel mixture on the long straights just to help increase our top speed. Right now there's still not a lot of development that has benefited the car as far as more power and more speed. So we're still dealing with a first year car here. And that's why we're using the rich fuel mixture on the straights for more power. More lockups there with the front tires coming into turn 1 and 2. Riding now with the AlphaTauri. I believe this is Pierre Gasly. And right in front of him, that should be the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. Saw a lot of smoke there. Again, the 66 locks up. A little out of shape and out of place, but the Alfa Romeo runs out of space, and we exit onto the straight in front of him. Right now I'm using my boost and the rich fuel mixture to keep these guys behind. That's Giovinazzi and the number 20. A lot of bumping again. But all going on behind us. More bumping there, gives me a little bit more space. And yes, we actually scrubbed the wall. So from turn 1 until we reach 7 and 8 here, we actually have the fuel mixture on rich. And as we exit the corner, we will turn on the ERS boost. And it's not until we get into turn 13 that we'll actually turn down the fuel mixture back into normal. Right now, driving through turn 10, nobody close behind us. And as long as there's no one close behind us, we will tend to use the ERS boost a little bit less. And we may actually avoid using the higher fuel mixture on the straights. Again, because we have these yellow tires, we don't really expect to go fast. We just want to be able to survive the crowd. There's the red wall, and we start braking. Turn 2. little bit slow going into that sector there, and you can see that Pierre Gasly and the AlphaTauri with the DRS has gotten by, but I'm able to take that place back in the turn. I believe he went over the curves and unbalanced his car, and that's why he came out pretty slow, as I was able to accelerate earlier than he was. Here again through turn 11, a lot of wheel banging going on. Our car just doesn't have the top speed advantage. Right on us with the DRS coming into turn 1. Is he going to take it? Well, I skid through turn 1 and fall off the track, and he's still right there. Through turn 3. I have to give him space in 4 and 5. And he's down the long straight, but I have my DRS now. And I prepare myself for a dive. And we're going to keep that spot for another lap. So the S's here are very tricky. You can see there that we did fall off the track just momentarily. Back through the start-finish line again, you can see that the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo are battling with their DRS open, and I was able to keep them behind again as I'm using my boost and my rich fuel mixture. Nice vantage point here. Riding now, I think this is Roman Grosjean in the Haas, and just ahead of him there is the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly, and then the 66 coming through turn 11. It appears that they may be starting to lose their soft tire advantage here, and that's why they're not as close as they were at the beginning of the race. overshoot turn 1 again, and you can see there that Pierre Gasly has gotten very close. He will be just in the right spot here to get past us on a short straight. Should have his DRS open. There we go. But we are able to outbrake him and keep the spot again. So he's got a very fast car. Meanwhile, the rest of the field has checked out, and it's very possible that I have been keeping all of these cars behind me back from the race, as we did start with the medium tires, and again, we don't have quite the speed and the grip with those tires, so we were keeping all these guys back. We're going to be rubbing the wall a lot here, as long as we've got these medium tires on that are wearing. Another lockup coming into 22. Clear 23, back down the start-finish line. Lap 10 now. So I'm starting to overshoot turn 1 often, more often than we'd like. So we'll have to make an adjustment there on the brake bias.
Gap to car in front is 11.6 seconds.
And then based on the tires that you have and the kind of turn that you're overshooting, you may have to adjust the brake bias forward or rearward. Sometimes in 1, maybe 2% increments, so very little changes, and it will make a big difference. Coming into turn 11, you can actually see our teammate back there. Just the third car behind us. Still managing our fuel use from corner to corner and lap to lap. I think we were only 2.5 laps behind at the start, so it shouldn't be too bad. The weather is clear and I don't expect any rain, so we may not have a long yellow to count on to save fuel. You can see there that both cars behind us have their DRS open. However, they're not able to make any headway there on the long straights. And again, it may be just because that their tires are starting to show wear. on.
You'll be on the softs.
I believe we are in our pit window, but these tires still have a decent amount of life left. Here we have a brief look at see where everybody is. There's Vettel in the Ferrari. And the McLarens in F1 2020 actually have very good speed. Sometimes top 5 or top 6. Driving through a very slow 22. Finally got through turn 1 without overshooting it. And again, it's just a 1% change in the brake bias. There we go, the AlphaTauri. Oh, I was able to stop him from getting through. You should have the DRS open coming through here. And he should be able to dive again into 11. There he is, open DRS. See which way he goes. He's on the outside. Couldn't get it done. A lot of tire smoke there again from our tires. So I just have to survive this lap with these tires. Again, they're not too bad. Hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of grip and speed with the softs when we put them on. Riding here with Pierre Gasly along the long straight, and one of the Haas has been able to draft using his DRS and get by. That should be Kevin Magnussen. back now with the 66 for our first pit. Put on a set of the reds. That was not smooth. Looks like Grosjean is pitting at the same time as we are. Okay, so we should expect better grip at this point with the super softs. There's Grosjean, he's got his DRS open. A little bit of wheel banging going on there, but I was able to keep him back. Now he's got his DRS open, so he might be able to dive right through. See what he does. Nope, he stays back. Oh, a little bump there. Could not get it done. So right now that we've fitted the super soft tires on here, we should have better braking, better acceleration, and definitely better turning. And we'll see how the other guys have been doing up until now in this race. And because we have a 3-stop pit strategy, I only have to make these last until about 15 laps. So after that, they will start to decline rapidly. So I'll be able to use them when they're at their best. Looks like another Haas coming out of the pits, and that should be Magnussen. Riding now with Magnussen, looking at the other Haas. And we are just in front. Both cars have their DRS open. Let's see what they can do, if they can get by. Not close enough. But Grosjean tries to take a dive. Doors closed rapidly and cannot get it done. Back with Magnussen. So as you can see there's a lot of slowing down just enough for the turn. Instead of just putting so much downforce that you could just shoot through. Because you'll need to reduce that downforce for the long straights here. Coming into turn 1. And it looks like one of the AlphaTauris has gotten past. No, I'm sorry, that's a Williams. There we are. We've got our wing open as we are close enough in the DRS zone. Let's see what we can do. Close enough for a dive. Nope. He was able to put his car at the right place. Got it done.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
So there's still a good battle going on behind us, but we're able to get away a little bit now because we have the super softs. We're still using the boost and the fuel mixture just as aggressively as we did at the start of the race. There's a big lock up there with the right front, and that's going to wear our tires prematurely, so we'll want to avoid that. Here we are coming through the SS's with our soft tires, and you can see that we're able to actually handle better through here. Very slow turn 22. And you want to wait till the car comes through before you get on the power.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Yeah, in general, the red tires are about a second or more faster than the yellow tires, so we should expect that. Looks like we're getting away at a pretty good pace. Here we get a very good look at 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you want to be very close to turn 8 so that you can straighten it out through 9 and accelerate sooner through this long straight. Turn 10. Lap 21 now. And we're still pulling away. Just wondering how much closer we are getting to the car in front of us. They should be quite a long ways away, and they are. You can see that somebody is going down the straight in the other direction. So as we enter turn 9, they should be going through turn 10. That's quite a ways away. But we did hold everybody back for quite a long time at the first 15 laps. So the Hanoi circuit seems to be very challenging. There's actually a lot of technical turns here, and as you may know, of course it didn't happen in the first year, as in 2020 we were working through the pandemic. So maybe next year in 2021 we should be able to see this race.
The gap to the car ahead is 10.0 seconds.
Riding again with one of the Haas. And that's number 20, Kevin Magnussen. Looking on to one of the AlphaTauris, and then another Haas, which should be Roman Grosjean. And these are the 3 cars behind us right now. They have fallen back quite a bit as we are able to go faster. And it doesn't appear as Magnussen is close enough to be able to use DRS, but just ahead of him. It looks like the AlphaTauri has gotten past the other Haas. We're back riding with the Roman Grosjean in the Haas. Coming into 6, 7. This is the 8 right here, and turn 9 onto the long straight. Braking into turn 11, turn 12, and again turn 13 is actually very slow, and you have a wall waiting for you on the left hand side. You don't take it slow. Now we're watching Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. And we are just up ahead, the next car up. Watching to see if he's got an advantage of us through the straights. Well, he made up a lot of ground there on the braking zone. Back now riding with the 66. Place on lap 25, 55 laps. So we were actually pretty slow going through 1 through 5. And you can see here that Pierre Gasly has got us in his sights. And we're trying to see if he is within range to activate the DRS. No, he is not. But he is getting ever closer. There we are, we get a good view of the 66. Tricky turn 23 here.
Good pace, you're catching the car in front by a second per lap.
Overshooting turn 1. And he is getting closer. Should be close enough now that when we get into the long straight here, he should be able to use his DRS. Not enough room. He did have it open though. At this point, we are due for a tire change, I think within just a few laps. And you can see there that the blue lights, or the blue flag, officially is starting to show. Oh, he tries to drive in through turn 1, which is very difficult. So I am racing with Pierre Gasly here, so I don't know why the blue light or the blue flag is showing for us. Maybe it's showing for him as well. There's a car coming behind, but I can't quite see who's behind us. And I'm certainly not going to let him come through as we are racing, even if I see the blue light. There it is, you can see it in the light box. Another attempt to outbrake me, but I have the inside. There we are in for the pits for another tire change. I believe this is our second one. And we will be switching on to a brand new set of treads. tell quite who it was. There we are, it's a Williams. It'll take about a half a lap just to get these tires heated up and worn in, and we will have a race there with the Alfa Romeo. That is Giovinazzi. And you can see in the standings there that our teammate is ahead of us at this point. Slight lockup on the right front as we turn right, and we've got our DRS open here. Nope.
The car behind has gone in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind.
Now you can see our teammate is just up there ahead of the Alfa Romeo. He may be due for a pit stop, but he may be on a different strategy. Now at this point we are halfway through the race, but I'm less than one lap of fuel deficit, so I can start using my fuel mixture here to gain an advantage, or at least pass a car, as there are two people in front of us that we can race with almost immediately. I believe our teammate has come in. There we are. Dive through Giovinazzi. There's somebody else that came out of the pits. And that was one of the Mercedes. Dealing with cars lapping us. Keep in mind we still have one pit stop left due. So we are not going to the end of the race with this set of tires. And their lifespan is only 15 laps, so we might as well use them up. So we are still ahead of Pierre Gasly. It seems the pit stop gave us a little bit of an advantage. We are a few seconds ahead of him now instead of having him right behind. And at this point, because we have new tires, we should try to pull away.
We're leading our teammate by 18.8 seconds.
So here, as we're not getting too much speed or requiring too much speed, we've got our fuel on standard. And as we enter the straight here in the DRS zone, even without a car ahead of us, we will go into rich mixture all the way through here and all through the back straight, just to get a higher top speed. And hopefully now the AlphaTauri here will not be able to catch us as easily as we have newer tires. So that is our advantage over Gasly now, but we're trying to see how we can get up to the Alfa Romeo up there. I believe that is Kimi Räikkönen. Very wide through there. It's carrying too much speed, and they made us accelerate out a little bit later, so we do lose a little bit of time. And when you're counting tenths, even hundredths of a second, that's a big deal. We are gaining little by little here. And it's just a matter of being consistent at the right place at the right time through the turn. So while that's Kimi Räikkönen just ahead of us, we do have Ocon, but he's way ahead. He's 16 seconds ahead or so. No, I'm sorry, I believe that's a 36. 36 seconds ahead. So even if he makes a pit stop, we may not be able to catch Ocon. Unless we have a safety car or a full course yellow. all that taking place is still dependent on our last and final pit stop. So Esteban Ocon is quite a target at this point. There we are, we get around Kimi Räikkönen. Turn 6 is actually a very good place to pass, but it is very limited as you go right into turn 7, which is a left-hander. So if you have to make a pass, you have to make it quick, and it has to be determinate. He's able to make a comeback on the long straight, but I stay on the outside and I keep my line, so he won't make it this time. Still racing very close with Kimi Räikkönen. Going down the pit straight. See if he can activate his DRS and get close. Not quite. Now he'll be able to use it along the second straight here, or second DRS zone. Not fast enough. Coming into the third DRS zone here. Let's see if he can make us some space. You see that he's gaining on us, but again, there's just not enough space, not enough track. Now at this point, we are using our fuel mixture and our ERS to be able to accelerate out a little bit faster than he is. And that's why you can see that we do pull away once we exit. And it's just a matter of hitting the button and changing the fuel mixture at the right time. And he does have his DRS open here, and you can see that he's not making any headway. Meanwhile, Gasly is still back there. Overshot there on turn 4, and we have to drive over the curb. So you can see how much that slowed us down, and coming out of 9 down the long straight, you can see that Kimi is right underneath our wing, and in a second we will have Pierre Gasly as well, as he's got his DRS open. So 2 against 1, who do I pick here? Well, I picked the inside, and neither of them can get through. So that was a matter of placing the car so that they didn't have any space to try to come in and get around. And that will save me for another lap. But overrunning through turn 4 is basically what got them close, and they were able to use their DRS all the way up to turn 11. So a little mistake adds up to a big problem. Oh, you can see now that Gasly has gotten around Raikkonen.
Safety car, safety car. No
Oh, there is a safety car.
Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
So there is a safety car. We're going to have to catch up to the safety car queue while keeping our distance to the car in front until he catches the safety car, in which case we can come up.
New strategy is available on the MFD.
So lap 38 out of 55, that's less than 15 laps. The new strategy is to come in and change over to a new set of reds, and it will get us the less than 15 laps remaining. That's one of the Mercedes. He's come in for his pit. Change over to his last set of tires to end the race. And we will be doing that as soon as we catch up here. So this is what happened, the reason why we have a safety car. And this is one of the Williams riding behind one of the Ferraris. As you can see, it has blown up. Motor terminated. Another look from the Ferrari. There we are, just waiting to get into a runoff zone right here.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So we'll come in now to change over to our last set of reds. That's a 3.1, not very fast.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
So we'll see where we come out here. That's the racing point. We're not actually racing with him. He's actually lapped us at this point. So the strategy to have the medium tire at the beginning of the race, which slowed us down quite a bit, may not have been the one to go with. It may have been a better idea to sneak it in somewhere in the middle of the tire changes. But what happens is that you are working with a very different car within 2 pit stops, so it would take probably a lot of adjustment to figure out how the car is behaving and to take advantage of the condition that it's in. Ideally, it would have been the best strategy would have been to have a new set of mediums, the yellow tires. So that is something that we're going to have to plan for during the practice sessions and even through qualifying before the race. If you remember, when we started the race, we had a set of used yellows. Still had a lot of life in them, but again, they were used. I believe the yellows are good for 32 laps, while the reds are good for 15. The hard tires, which are the white tires, they're not actually hard, but they last, they're supposed to be for 42 laps. And I believe the yellow was the mandatory tire for the race. So we had to have one of those through the race. So we're still waiting for the Ferrari to clear the track. Following the safety car. Perhaps this lap he'll come in. We'll start looking for the light box signals to change. And we'll look for the yellow lights on top of the safety car to turn off. And that will indicate that he will be coming in.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
There we go, safety car is coming in this lap. Now, from the last race, I did not find a way to heat up these tires. Either weaving back and forth or slamming on the brakes or accelerating hard. So that is something that we're going to have to watch out here when the light goes green. That we will have cold tires. But again, we're not racing with these racing points that we are sandwiched between. So we will look to have the one behind us get by as soon as he can. And at this point, we start past the start-finish line. He should be able to get by now, or I should at least let him by. And I'll wait until we are just accelerating into the straight here or somewhere down the straight so that he can pass safely without us losing too much time. So we have the blue flag showing to us. There we are. I let one of the AlphaTauris through. That may have been a mistake. I think we were racing with him before the pit. And you can see here, I'm trying to let them through. And here comes a Williams trying to sneak in, just as the AlphaTauri did. So I quickly block him. And we are third from last at this point. Actually, I believe our teammate is still behind us, just not visually right now. So you saw Esteban Ocon get by in the black and yellow Renault just in front of us. And then I also led by the Racing Point. Riding now with the Williams, looking onto the 66. Still a little bit squirrely up there with the long safety car period. Waiting for our tires to come back. I believe they are, when we were racing, I believe they were still about 5 or 6 degrees off. Had a big lock up there coming into 6. My teammate is coming in, and I'm getting around the Williams as well. No, that was the Alfa Romeo. Let's use a Nazi. And we are racing with these two cars here. That is Esteban Ocon just ahead of us, but we are not racing with him. We're actually racing with the car ahead of him. Ten laps until the finish. I'm wondering here if I am able to get around this Renault, and if I have enough time to catch up to the car in front of him. Which is the Haas of Grosjean. No, actually that's still a Racing Point. So I have to clear 2 cars to get up to Grosjean. It's right there. So the pink and the yellow and black car I have to get around. Now, if I pass the Renault right here, I will start getting the blue flag, and I would have to let him through within 5 turns. Otherwise, I would be penalized 5 seconds. So it doesn't make sense to try to get around him. I'm just trying to make him go faster right here. And I did get around him, but I will let him through again because I will be getting the blue flag. Now he may have tires that are older than mine, and you can see why he's starting to fall back a little bit. But there it is, the blue flag, and I have to let him by. Hopefully he will start to drive faster this time, and we can catch up to Roman Grosjean. I believe he does have the yellow tires on, so he will not have as much grip as we do. And that's why you saw that we were able to initially
9 seconds.
get around him. So after running lean, you can see there on the steering wheel that while we were running lean in the safety car period, that we ended up with a surplus of fuel now. And I'm able to use the rich fuel mixture longer throughout the lap. So we should have more power available to us. But again, we're kind of stuck behind this Renault here. And we just have to try to be patient to see if he can catch up to Grosjean, which is 2 cars ahead. And Grosjean will be blue flagged for the Racing Point, the pink car, which should be coming up behind him soon. Still very tricky through turn 3 and 4 there. We just have to wait for the circle to come to an end. So at this point we're keeping a little bit of a distance from the Renault ahead of us, just so that 1, we can run in clean air, and 2, so that he doesn't have to battle us, because that will slow him down. Because we want him to go faster so he can catch up to Grosjean. So once he catches up to Grosjean, which you saw there flash through the screen a little bit, there he is. Grosjean will have to let him by, and that will allow us to race with Grosjean. So again, we're giving him a little space so he can go faster. There we can see the Alfa Romeo, I'm sorry, the Haas just disappear as a little dot. 2 cars ahead of us. And that's where we need to go. So I do have the DRS here open. We do have the blue flag showing for us again. I'm wondering who's behind us. Coming to the end of lap 48 of 55. We're still trying to catch Grosjean. You can see him, he's there now. And as soon as the Renault here can get into the DRS zone with him, he can activate his DRS and he'll actually help pull us up. There we are, DRS open for both cars. Again, at this point, I cannot get around the Renault. We would be blue flagged. So we're just waiting patiently to for him to bring us up. Again, I'm showing him a little bit of nose to let him know to go faster. Yes, he does have the yellow tires on, so he's not able to go as fast as we are. And we are coming to the end of the race, so his yellow tires would be marginally worn, if not very worn at least. But he's got a faster car than Grosjean right now, so hopefully we can get up there. I still don't see who's behind us that's giving us the blue flag. That's one of the Renaults. But he's still quite a ways away. Didn't know if you saw it there, but I made a little mistake. I may have pressed the DRS button twice, as there was only one blue light on the steering wheel. That means that we are in the zone and it is able to be activated, but because there was not a second blue light, that means it was not open. There's the DRS, if you're wondering what it looks like. The top flap of the rear wing opens up and lets more air through, reducing drag. And that way you can go a little bit faster. We are up now to Romain Grosjean, and he does have the blue flag, so he will have to let the Renault go. And I'm giving just enough time here and just enough space to get under the wing of the Renault. And when he lets him through, I hope to just slip by. There we are, he lets him through and I'm right by. So that's how we pass Grosjean. And Grosjean basically had to stop and let the Renault through because through the S's there, it's very difficult to let him by without losing a lot of speed and momentum. And as we exited 23 or 22, he just had to basically stop and let him go, and I snuck right underneath. So he would be fuming at this point, but that's how it happens, and it does happen. So now there should be less than a handful of laps left. I only have one job at this point, and is to keep that car behind us, the one we're riding with now, behind us. So if you're wondering why Grosjean basically had to stop and let the Renault through, it's because he's once you're shown the blue flag, you basically have 5 corners to let the car behind you, which is faster or lapping you, come through. And if you don't, you will be charged with a 5-second penalty. We have another car ahead of us. That is Kimi Räikkönen in the Alfa Romeo. You may have gotten a little bit of a glimpse of him up ahead with only 3 laps left. I don't know if we can catch up to him and get by as we did with Romain Grosjean, but let's see what the Renault ahead of us can do. Caught up to us now, and I will be letting him by. And we'll know very shortly if that's going to help us catch up to Räikkönen just up ahead. He is able to take off faster out of turn 9 than we are. We do have DRS open, making up a little bit of space here. So we're very dependent here on the Renault and the McLaren just ahead of us to get close to Räikkönen. There we are, and you should be shown the blue flag pretty soon. Nope, not yet. To the beginning of the race, when we are looking at the strategy, you can see that the other cars are closing the race with the medium tires, the yellow tires, and we are closing it with the reds. there we are. They got around Grosjean, and we were not able to sneak through as they got through on the straight, and we were just too far away. So if I'm able to get around Grosjean now, it will be, I'm sorry, Raikkonen, it will be because we just have a very much faster car, and we've got quite a lead ahead of us now. Well, we don't have an extra lap as the leader has crossed the start-finish line and he has lapped us. So this time when we cross the start-finish line will be the end of the race, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get up to Raikkonen now. I do see him just up ahead, and we've got 2 corners left. If he doesn't make a mistake, we won't be able to get around him. There we go, and that will be the finish of the race.
We'll see you in Hanoi.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the Vietnam Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So another race of planning lessons, and I think we should have snuck in the yellow tires somewhere in the middle there. I don't think ending the race with the yellow tires would have been advantageous, but it may have helped us to be a little bit more up ahead or forward if we had started with the reds, as we were losing a lot of place and time at the beginning of the race with the used yellows. So again, that will do it for the race. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up, and consider following or subscribing. We'll see you again next time.